Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to my podcast, Leo Robles Show number 2, and I'm really excited to talk about today's topic because in my belief, is that a mindset is everything. Mindset is absolutely everything, and I attribute my success, the way that I am, what I've created in my life, all has to do with my mindset. And particularly about mindset, I was introduced to, as I shared it with you guys in my first podcast, I was introduced to nightingale.com, which was a website where it has basically resources for any any audio program that you want to listen to that'll really transform your life. So I would definitely recommend to look up any courses you'd like to take there. But I started there. I started my journey, and I bought the Law of Attraction. I bought Tony Robbins' course, Unlimited Power, and those audios and those that book and investing in myself made the biggest difference in my life. The book Unlimited Power actually is one of the most powerful books that I've ever read, and it really started to make me think about that everything that I think about actually becomes a reality. And up until then, I didn't really believe that the thoughts that I was thinking about was actually creating my future. And as I started to read, more and more, or I started to listen more and more, and I started to learn more and more, I started to really kind of think about it. And things would happen in my life, and then I'll say, well, that kind of happened, but maybe I was lucky that one time, and maybe I was lucky that time, and I was lucky that time. So it was always a story of, yeah, I might have been lucky that time, without actually truly believing that my thoughts were creating my world. And I really want to hone this message. Your thoughts are creating your world. They are literally creating your world, and whatever you're thinking about on a consistent basis is what you're creating. So you really want to monitor your thoughts. You want to monitor what you're saying to yourself, how you communicate with others. And if you noticed, a lot of the times when you interact with somebody that maybe isn't nice, or they're very rude, they have an expression towards life in that manner. They usually have pretty destructive self-talk as well. So I have huge compassion for everybody, and you have to come from a state of compassion as well, because a lot of people just don't understand that their words are creating their reality. So if you see somebody or you meet somebody that has destructive language and is talking and really doesn't understand the power of their own mind, then you should not contribute to their incorrectness or correctness, for that matter. Because what happens when somebody tells you, hey, you're doing this and you're hurting yourself, you usually get very defensive. So what happens is that you end up arguing, and you start to create resistance with that relationship, or that partner, or whoever. And instead of actually you contributing to that person's life, you're actually doing a disservice. So my intention is to really inspire you to be the change that you want to see in the world. Really be the change, and really be the change, with your significant other. Be the change with your family. Be your change with your business. Be the change with your community. Be the change to the world, and actually be the change, instead of just saying, hey, you want to be positive and you want to help other people and you want the world to be a certain type of way, but in reality you're complaining, you're arguing, you're fighting, and you're using all the same things that you say you don't want, and you're using the same amount of force. So one of the things I want to share about, I'm vegan, right? I've been vegan now for almost 4 years, and every single person that I've ever spoke to, the initial thing they say is, hey, Leo, I don't really think, vegan people are cool, because, they always try to, push you, to be vegan and change your diet. And my approach has always been very different. I want people to respect the way that I eat. So my approach is that I respect the way that others eat, because they truly don't know. If somebody would have told me 10 years ago to go vegan, I would have thought they were insane. I would have never seen my life being that way. I would have said, there's no way. I need the protein. I need to eat meat. I would have been in that mindset. And at that point, I would have really truly believed it. So what I do is I tell them, like, hey, my only thing is that you respect what I eat, and I'm going to respect what you eat, because I've been exactly where you're at. And this is just the lifestyle that I'm choosing at this point. And it doesn't mean that, just because you're eating something different, then I'm going to judge you, because then I would be a huge hypocrite, right? You understand how hypocritical that is, right? We want people to be a certain way, but then we act in the same exact way that we don't want them to. So I just really want, like, really for you to focus on that you are the change that you want to see, but you're the change all the time. You're the change when you're talking to people, you're the change when you're thinking, and you want to be really a role model. And if you don't want to be a role model, if you don't really care about making a difference, I mean, that's fine, but at least don't create more resistance. Don't create, more pain and suffering in other people, because the least you can do is at least not, stir things up and make things worse. There's a lot of focus right now, I think, that with a lot of things that are happening in our governments and in the states and in our world, there's a lot of concern. And what I want to invite you to do is to transcend that and, elevate your thinking past what you don't want to happen. The moment that you focus your mind, which is the most powerful tool that you have at your fingertips, like you have the mind to create whatever you want, the worst thing you could do is focus. The mind doesn't know if what you're thinking about is true or it's not. So if you start to think that, I don't want to, lose this, or I don't want to crash, or I don't want to be robbed, or whatever the thing is, that your focus equals your reality, right? A lot of people don't understand that, and they think that by thinking about, hey, I don't want to do that, you're still putting focus. So for the mind, whatever you're actually focusing on is becoming a reality. So if you're focusing on all the stuff that you don't want, guess what? You're getting all the stuff that you don't want consistently. And then you start to question, like, well, why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Well, you keep creating the same patterns over and over and over, and you keep this repetitive state. It's a domino effect. It's a spiral. So I want you to elevate your thinking and only focus on what you want, right? If you want more money, focus on the money that you have, even if it's only $1. If it's $10, if it's $20, $1,000, like focus on the money that you have. If you want a mansion and you're complaining about the little house that you have, you're probably never going to get the mansion. You have to start to become appreciative of the house that you have. You have to become appreciative of everything you have and get an immense state of gratitude, because if you are condemning what you already have, you're never, ever, ever going to get into the lane of ultimate success. Your mindset creates your reality. You want to start to think in a way, my focus becomes real. So you wake up, this is usually how I do every day. Like, I'll have a very specific way that I do my mornings. I wake up, and usually when people wake up in the morning, the first thing that they do is that they start to think about all the stuff that they haven't done, the stuff that they failed, the problems at work, the problems in life, the problems in your relationship. And that's a natural habit for most human beings, right? And that was the natural habit for me for a long time as well. And what I started to do to defeat that, which I learned this from, Tony Robbins, which he has an hour of power, and there's other audibles that you can listen to about morning rituals. I mean, I started to just in the morning, first thing I started to do is, focus on everything that I'm grateful for. Number one. Number two is start to be grateful for the things that I don't have yet. Right? I start to think, thank you for the mansion. Thank you for, the ability to inspire millions of people. Thank you, so much for my perfect, beautiful, sculpted body. Even though I might not have it just yet, I'm still grateful for it. And, I go in a spiral of gratitude with that. And, to be grateful for the stuff that you just overlook on a daily basis, for the ability to see, for the ability to hear, for the ability to speak, for the comfortable bed, for the roof over your head, for the car that you're driving, or for the Uber that's taking you to work, or the bicycle, whatever it is for you. You want to start to become grateful. When you get in a state of gratitude, that's the fastest way for you to create abundance, because abundance is it's linked to gratitude. But if you're thinking about doubtful things, if you're thinking about, negative things, about what's not working, about how bad life is, about how the world is crumbling, you're going to be on a spiral. You're going to be going on this little spiral downhill, and you're going to continue to go down this spiral if you don't stop yourself. And you have to take control of your focus. You are in the driver's seat. You are the one that's commanding the brain. It's not the brain that's commanding you. So one of the other things that I would do is meditation, because meditation helps you to realize that you are in the driver's seat, right? The vehicle just doesn't drive to random locations on a daily basis like most people do. When you take time away and meditate for 10 minutes, if it's just 10 minutes of your time, you're taking time in that space to actually create and actually think about and really realize that you are truly in control. It just helps you to strengthen the muscle of your focus. And that's what you truly want to do, is master your focus every single day. If you continue, like I said, to focus on what you don't want, you're going to get it. And I just want to really reiterate that. Invest in your mindset. Read books. Surround yourself with the right people. Go to seminars. Go to YouTube. YouTube, there's hundreds of different things. Whatever it is that you want to create for your life, right now the biggest resource that we have is Google, right? Google everything. You want to grow your mindset? Google it. You want to learn how to master a business? Google it. Whatever you want to master, you have it, the power at your fingertips. We have more technology than we've ever had in the history of humanity. We're connected globally. We have a global mind, and we're constantly elevating the way that we think, and we're constantly growing because we're all connected. So use this power for your good. Use this power to create a better life, and use this power to create a better world. And that's basically what I have for you guys here today. Thank you so much for listening to episode number 2. I'm looking forward to speaking to you guys on the next podcast. And as always, peace.